Welcome to Ethical Hacking for Beginners. In this section, we're going to take a look at some basic terminologies used in this course and also some operating systems that are used in this course. Basic terminologies. Data can be defined as the quantities, characters, or symbols on which operations are performed by a computer, being stored and transmitted in the form of electrical signals. We can also call this information. Network. A network is multiple devices connected together to share resources or data. And a great example of a network is the internet. The internet is made of many devices connected together to share data. IP address. This stands for Internet Protocol Address, and version 4 is 32 bits with 4 octets starting at 0.0.0.0 all the way up to 233.255.255.255. Since so many devices have started connecting to the internet, it was established that people were worried we were going to run out of addresses, and so a new standard was born, and it's 128-bit version 6. And this is 4 octets going from 000 all the way to FFF. Now, an example of an IP address we can see in a Windows system. If I click on my network box here, I click details right here. Here we'll see my IP version 4 address, which is the 4 octets, 10.168.50.223. And I also have a version 6 address right down here for a local address. Right now, IPv6 is not widely adopted as of yet into home systems, but it's coming. Continuing on, MAC address. This stands for Media Access Control, or physical address, and this is 6 octets, with the first 3 being an organization unique identifier. We can also see that in a Windows system. We're clicking on our network icon, clicking details, and this physical address right here. So the first 3 octets, 5C-AC-4C, I can look up online to see who the manufacturer of my network card is. MAC addresses can be important in ethical hacking because there are some systems that use MAC filtering, and so if you do not have the right MAC address, you cannot obtain an IP address and gain access to the network. Back to our terminology, malware is software intended to compromise, damage, or disable a computer, a program, or a system. And examples of these are a virus, some worms. Ports are interfaces or channels that are used to communicate between computers or devices. And ports range from 0 to 65,536, with 0 to 1024 being the most popular port numbers for services, such as, say, for example, port 22 SSH is commonly run on port 22. FTP is commonly run on port 21, and so on. Ethical hacking can be defined as testing computer and network security with permission and authorization to improve security of that system or network. A white hat hacker is an ethical hacker. A black hat hacker is an attacker with malicious intent and usually does not have permission to breach a system or a computer or a network. A penetration test, also commonly known as a pen test, is the evaluation of security of a computer or a system or its network by simulating an attack by a black hat hacker. Simulating meaning we are pretending to be a black hat hacker and gain access to these systems. A vulnerability is a flaw within a system or a network. You can think of this like it's a hole to get in. Exploit is a code or commands that take advantage of a weakness or a flaw within systems or networks to cause unexpected results, sometimes gaining unauthorized access. So this would be something that you put through the hole in order to get in to the system. In this course, we're going to go through a few phases of ethical hacking. Our first phase in section 1 is reconnaissance, which is gathering information of and on your target system, network, or devices. Scanning and enumeration. This is where we collect data, detailed information on the targets, and find vulnerabilities or weaknesses. And finally, we exploit those weaknesses and we penetrate in the system and or networks or devices. And once we're in, we can do something called sniffing. Sniffing is where we intercept network or host traffic